Hi guys and welcome to MotorBeam. I hope all of you are doing good. Today's video is about the Ford Figo, a hatchback known for its fun-to-drive nature, value-for-money pricing and ease of maintenance. The Ford Figo might not be as popular as some of the other hatchbacks in the market, and I personally feel it deserved a lot more sales than what it got in India. Still, the Figo is a favorite with enthusiasts, and without wasting any time, let's get started with the history of the Ford Figo. Let's go back to September 2009 when the Ford Figo was first showcased in India. The car was unveiled by Mr. Alan Mulally, who was the CEO of Ford Motor Company back in the day. The Ford Figo, codenamed B517, shared its platform with the older Ford Fiesta, which was later known as the Fiesta Classic.
The new Ford Figo. Feel the difference.
What is the meaning of the word Figo? Well, in Italian, it means cool. The first generation Figo was manufactured at Ford's plant in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and the American automaker spent $500 million or rupees 2,400 crores back then to double the production capacity of the plant by 1 lakh cars per annum and 2.5 lakh engines per annum. Production of the Ford Figo started in February 2010 in India, and the hatchback was eventually launched in March 2010 at a price of rupees 3.5 to rupees 5.3 lakhs ex-showroom. The first generation Ford Figo was offered with a 1.2 litre Duratec petrol engine making 71 PS and 102 Newton meters of torque, and a 1.4 litre Duratorque diesel engine making 69 PS and 160 Newton meters of torque. The same diesel engine was offered on the Ford Icon and the Ford Fiesta as well. Both the engines were offered with a 5-speed manual only, and the first generation Figo never got an automatic gearbox in India. The first generation Ford Figo was offered in 4 variants: LXI, EXI, ZXI and Titanium, and the top 2 variants, ZXI and Titanium, had a fair number of features like remote locking, electrically adjustable mirrors, a tachometer and a very basic audio system. The EXI, ZXI and Titanium variants came with ABS, while the LXI variant missed out on this safety feature. The Titanium variant also got dual front airbags. Sadly, none of the variants got steering mounted audio controls, alloy wheels or even rear power windows. The logical explanation given by Ford for skipping on the rear power windows was that the design of the rear door was such that the rear window would not roll down more than 50%, which is why power windows weren't really needed. Okay. Now, the petrol engine of the Ford Figo was just about average in terms of performance, but if we talk about the diesel engine, even though it was not very high in terms of power on paper, it did offer very good drivability and turbo lag was almost minimal. The Figo diesel was a pleasure to drive both in the city as well as out on the highways, and this was extremely fuel efficient too. The interior of the Ford Figo was built really well, and the layout of the cabin was similar to that of the Ford Fiesta. The quality of the materials was good, the fit and finish was also good, and Ford was also offering a coral red color for the dashboard of the Figo. Now, some people loved this color, some people did not like this color much, and thankfully Ford was also offering a normal black colored dashboard with the Figo as well. The first generation Ford Figo was rivaling the Maruti Swift. And in the same time frame, we saw the arrival of the Volkswagen Polo, the first generation Hyundai i20, the older Hyundai Jazz, and even the Fiat Gran Punto in the Indian market. So the premium hatchback segment was really opening up with a lot of options. The Ford Figo got a brilliant initial response, and Ford secured more than 10,000 bookings within 1 month of its launch. Initially, the waiting period for the Ford Figo was as high as 5 weeks, and in response to this, Ford started a second production shift at their Chennai plant. The first generation Ford Figo was also launched in Mexico, Middle East and South Africa. In Mexico, it got a 1.6 litre petrol engine, while in Middle East and South Africa, it got a 1.4 litre petrol engine and a 1.6 litre petrol engine, with the latter being offered with a 4-speed automatic. Now, if we talk about the production timelines of the Figo in India, well, Ford manufactured 1 lakh units of the hatchback within 15 months of its arrival, 2 lakh units in 29 months and 3 lakh units in 41 months. Apart from exporting the car to countries like South Africa, Ford also exported engines from India to Thailand. In October 2010, the Ford Figo was the 5th highest selling car in India, and it took this spot from the Tata Indica. In January 2011, Ford won as many as 20 different awards like Car of the Year, Value for Money Hatchback of the Year, Manufacturer of the Year, and the Ford Figo also won the 2011 MotorBeam Car of the Year award. In June 2011, Ford launched the Figo in Sri Lanka, and in November 2011, the hatchback got a small update in India. It got a new EXI-O variant with a basic audio system with Bluetooth connectivity, while the ZXi variant got a tilt adjustment function for the steering wheel and a USB port. Sadly, the driver seat height adjustment feature was removed from the ZXi variant, but the titanium variant now started coming with alloy wheels. Ford launched the new generation Fiesta in India in 2011, and it got a 1.5-liter TDCi diesel engine, and there were a lot of rumors that the Figo will also get the same engine, but that never really happened until the second generation Figo came out in India. In October 2012, Ford launched the facelifted version of the Figo. It got redesigned headlamps and tail lamps, a new grille, slightly tweaked bumpers, and new alloy wheels in the titanium variant. The facelifted Ford Figo also got audio controls placed on a separate stalk behind the steering wheel, an arrangement that we have also seen in the Renault Duster. The Ford Figo facelift also got two new colors, bright yellow and kinetic blue. Apart from this, Ford also worked on the NVH levels of the car, making it a bit quieter than before.
Change is a wonderful thing. Experience it in the new Ford Figo.
Ford also worked on the gearshift quality, making it smoother, and even the acceleration times of the Figo facelift were improved compared to the pre-facelift Figo. If we talk about the interior of the Ford Figo facelift, well, it came with new fabric upholstery, but the engines on the facelifted model were exactly the same. In March 2013, Ford brought in the Figo Celebration Edition, which was a limited edition variant with some extra features. It got MapMinder navigation, Figo branded scuff plates, a rear parking assist, a rear spoiler, and some body graphics, and this limited edition model was offered only on the diamond white color. In September 2013, Ford recalled as many as 1.4 lakh units of the Figo to fix an issue with the rear twist beam and the power steering hose. Along with this, around 23,000 units of the Fiesta Classic were also recalled. Ford dealers proactively checked the affected parts on every car, and the parts were replaced free of cost. Now, Ford had started working on the second generation of the Figo in full flow, and this was codenamed B562. This was showcased as a concept in Brazil, and people were just floored by the new design. It was bigger, it was sportier, and the resemblance to Aston Martin from the front, well, people loved it. In December 2013, Ford held an event in Barcelona to showcase the near production version of the second generation Figo, which was called the Ford car in those markets. Now, the concept which was shown in Brazil earlier had projector headlamps, while the near production model had halogen headlamps. In February 2014, Ford showcased the Figo Concept, which was essentially a compact sedan based on the Figo hatchback. In India, this was showcased at the 2014 Auto Expo as a replacement to the Fiesta Classic and a rival to the Maruti Dzire, Honda Amaze and Hyundai Accent. While all this was happening, Ford gave the existing Figo in India another small update. The Colorado Red and the bright yellow colors were discontinued, and the Figo got two new shades of red. It got Paprika Red and Mars Red color options. Along with this, Ford also started offering a Wi-Fi feature. So basically, customers had to pay rupees 10,000 and they could get a Wi-Fi dongle with a 3G SIM installed in their car, and that would allow passengers to access Wi-Fi on the go. In June 2014, Ford finally showcased the final production version of the new Figo in Brazil. Over there, it was called the Ford car, and it gave competition to the Fiat Uno and the Nissan Micra. In that market, the Ford Figo got a 1-liter 3-cylinder Econetic engine which ran on both petrol and methanol. Along with this, Ford also showcased the Ford Ka Plus, which was essentially a sedan based on the Figo, but unlike the Indian Aspire, the Figo sedan abroad is actually longer than 4 meters. Meanwhile, the existing Ford Figo got another small update. It got a bright blue color for the exterior, some blue inserts in the cabin, grey alloy wheels and turn indicators mounted on the ORBMs. The Figo now had a starting price of Rs 3.8 lakhs for the petrol model and Rs 4.89 lakhs for diesel. In the later part of 2014, Ford also started testing the new Figo in India, and a few units were imported for R&D purposes. Now, the new Figo was said to be manufactured at Ford's Gujarat plant, which is located in Sanand, and eventually in January 2015, Ford stopped the production of the first generation Figo. In March 2015, Ford showcased the Figo Aspire production model in India, a sub 4 meter sedan based on the Figo hatchback. Ford launched the Aspire in India in August 2015, 1 month before the arrival of the Figo hatchback, and this was priced from Rs 4.9 to Rs 8.25 lakhs ex-showroom. In September 2015, Ford finally launched the second generation Figo hatchback, and this was priced from Rs 4.29 to Rs 7.4 lakhs ex-showroom, and this got three engine options: 1.2 litre petrol, 1.5 litre petrol and a 1.5 litre diesel engine. If we talk about the 1.2 litre petrol engine, it delivered 88 PS of power and 112 Newton meters of torque, and it got a 5-speed manual gearbox. The second petrol engine was a 1.5 litre unit shared with the Fiesta and the EcoSport, and it made 112 PS of power and 136 Newton meters of torque, and this engine on the Figo was offered with a 6-speed DCT only. If we talk about the diesel engine, again the same 1.5 litre unit from the Fiesta and the EcoSport was offered in the 100 PS and 215 Newton meters tune. This was also offered with a 5-speed manual gearbox only. While the 1.2 litre petrol engine was so in terms of performance and it felt a bit commuterish, the diesel engine was an absolute blast, and the Figo Aspire diesel did 0 to 100 in just 9.72 seconds. The new Ford Figo was also a step up in terms of safety. The base model got a single driver side airbag, the mid variants came with dual front airbags as standard, and the top end titanium trim got 6 standard airbags. Along with this, ABS was offered on the top end variants, but it was not offered on the base, ambient and the trend variants. Along with this, the second generation Ford Figo got some extra features like electrically adjustable mirrors, automatic climate control, alloy wheels, remote locking, Ford My Key, a 4.2-inch infotainment system with sync, and rear power windows finally. Now initially the second generation Ford Figo came with fixed headrests at the rear, but in November 2015, Ford silently updated the car and gave it adjustable headrests at the rear. Good job. In April 2016, Ford recalled around 42,300 units of the Figo to fix an issue with the RCM, which was the restraint control module. Now what the RCM does is it controls various safety features like the airbags, the fuel cutoff and the seat belt pretensioners. The Ford Figo and the Figo Aspire were always known as value for money offerings, but the competition in these segments was so neck to neck that Ford eventually drastically reduced the prices of these cars by almost Rs 91,000 in a bid to make these offerings more VFM. In December 2016, Ford started offering ABS on the trend variant of the Figo, and now only the base and the ambient variant of this car did not have ABS. In January 2017, Ford introduced the Titanium O variant of the Figo. It came with all the features of the regular Titanium variant. Along with that, it got side and curtain airbags as well. So now the Titanium O and the Titanium Plus variants, both of them came with 6 airbags as standard. But that's not all. Ford also removed some features from the Figo with this update. The driver side vanity mirror was removed from every variant of the Figo. The passenger side vanity mirror was removed from the ambient variant, and the ambient also came with a standard black colored grille now. Along with this, the trend variant lost out on the silver grille, and even the fabric inserts on the door pads were removed from the trend variant. Not only this, Ford also removed the height adjustable seat belts from the titanium variant. In March 2017, the global NCAP tested the Indian Ford Figo Aspire and it got a rating of 3 stars. In April 2017, Ford brought in the S variants of the Figo and the Aspire. Now these were sportier variants. They got a honeycombed black colored grille, a contrasting color for the roof, new alloy wheels, and the alloys on the Aspire S were similar to that of the older Fiesta. Ford also gave the cars a black colored interior layout, and the automaker also worked on the suspension setup to make the cars better handlers. The engines on the Figo S and the Aspire S remained unchanged, and these variants were priced at a premium of Rs 50,000 over the regular variants. In August 2017, Ford started testing the facelifted version of the Figo and the Aspire. Along with this, Ford was also working on a small crossover based on the Figo, which was eventually launched as the Ford Freestyle. In October 2017, the Ford Figo was again crash tested by the Latin NCAP following the updation of the crash test norms, and this time the car got a rating of 0 stars. However, the Figo facelift was again tested in September 2018, and this time it again secured a rating of 3 stars. The Ford Freestyle was unveiled in January 2018 and it was launched in April the same year. This was priced from rupees 5.09 to rupees 7.89 lakhs, and this was obviously a crossover based on the Figo. It came with body cladding, higher ground clearance, different alloy wheels, different body color options, roof rails, a new grille, and some tweaks were made to the headlamps, the tail lamps, and even the bumpers as well. Along with this, even the color scheme of the interior was changed, but the layout remained the same. Most importantly, the Ford Freestyle got a Sync 3 infotainment system. In June 2018, Ford showcased the export model of the facelifted Figo sedan, and we got an idea of how the Figo Aspire facelift would look like in India. In October 2018, Ford eventually launched the Figo Aspire facelift. In March 2019, the Ford Figo facelift was unveiled in India, and the changes were similar to that of the Aspire facelift. It got a new grille, tweaked headlamps and tail lamps, and redesigned bumpers. It got new alloy wheels as well, and there were some extra features also like keyless go with push button start, rain sensing wipers, automatic headlamps, and a touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Now, while the Ford Aspire and the Freestyle got Sync 3 infotainment systems, the Ford Figo did not get Sync 3, it got a regular touchscreen infotainment system. ABS and dual front airbags were made standard on every variant of the Figo and the Figo Aspire, while the top end titanium models came with 6 airbags. Ford also brought in the new titanium blue variant of the Figo, which basically came with different alloy wheels, some body graphics, and a contrast roof color. Along with this, with the facelift, Ford also worked on the mechanicals of the Figo. It got two new petrol engines, a 1.2 litre engine from the Dragon series and again a 1.5 litre again from the Dragon series, and the 1.5 litre engine was also shared with the EcoSport facelift.
ये मेरी गलियां हैं, मेरे मोहल्ले, मेरे घर.
Now the 1.2 litre engine churned out 94 horses and 120 Newton meters, and the 1.5 litre petrol engine was good for 123 PS and 136 Newton meters. The 1.2 engine was offered only with a 5-speed manual, and the 1.5 litre engine got a 6-speed torque converter, while the pre-facelift car had a 6-speed DCT. Along with this, the 1.5 litre diesel engine remained the same. The Ford Figo facelift was priced from rupees 5.15 to rupees 8.09 lakhs at showroom, while the Aspire facelift was priced at rupees 5.55 to rupees 8.15 lakhs ex showroom. In February 2019, Ford brought in the Aspire CNG, which was offered on the Ambient and the Trend Plus variants. It came with the same features as the regular Figo Aspire. It got the same 1.2 litre Dragon petrol engine, but the CNG variant came with an extra front stabilizer bar. Along with this, Ford offered a warranty of 2 years of 1 lakh kilometers with the Aspire CNG. In April 2019, Ford revised the prices of the Figo. The base models got a bit more expensive, while the top-end variants saw a price cut of around Rs 39,000. In September 2019, the Latin NCAP crash tested the Ford Figo, which is sold in Mexico but made in India, and that car got a rating of 4 stars. In May 2019, Ford brought in the Aspire Titanium Blue, which was similar to the Figo Titanium Blue. Now this was priced at Rs 7.5 lakhs for the petrol model and Rs 8.3 lakhs for diesel. In January 2020, Ford discontinued all the automatic variants of the Figo and the Aspire, while in Feb 2020, Ford brought in the BS6 versions of the Figo, Aspire and Freestyle. All the three cars now came with BS6 compliant petrol and diesel engines with a manual gearbox, and thankfully Ford did not discontinue their diesel engine. With BS6, the Ford Aspire and the Ford Freestyle saw a price cut on some variants, while the prices for the Ford Figo were hiked. But sadly, Sync 3 was discontinued. The Ford Figo is a fun to drive car for sure. Yes, the second generation does not feel like the first generation due to the changes made to the build quality and the steering, electric versus hydraulic, but the Figo is still a value for money offering, and the diesel engine, I absolutely love it. There is also a good amount of aftermarket support available for the Figo because the diesel engine is very good in terms of performance. A lot of modifications are offered, and a lot of tuners also offer good remaps for this 1.5 litre TDCI diesel engine. Now, because the Ford Figo isn't as popular as something like a Maruti Swift, its resale value is just about average, which means you can land some really good cars at bargain prices. Now, the Ford Figo is cheap to maintain, very easy to service, and it is fairly reliable. And because of Ford's child parts policy, the prices of the spare parts are very reasonable, which means not only brand new, but even in the used car market, the Figo makes for a very sensible buy. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you have a Figo, Aspire or Freestyle, do let us know your experience in the comment section below.